How's it going again, everybody? Just wanted to do another quick little video here. I've got some maintenance information for you on the Polaris General 1000s. I just did all my fluid changes, the transmission gearbox and oil and front end. Overall, not bad. Took me about 45 minutes or so to do everything, and I was kind of taking my time. Greased everything up while I was there as well. Just wanted to touch a little bit on the oil filter and the oil that I used. Did some research, and I found that a lot of guys are running actually full synthetic 5W40 diesel oil in these engines. Something about they have better properties for these particular ATV engines that normal gasoline oil, well, I shouldn't say gasoline oil, gasoline engines in your car or your truck. I guess this has got a little bit better stuff in it. So I heard a lot of people saying that they liked the Rotella T6 540, which is fine for me because that's what I run in my truck. It's a 6.7 liter Cummins turbo diesel, and I have no problems with it at all. And I can definitely tell you that the engine in the Polaris runs much smoother. It's much quieter. Performance seems to be, just right where it should be. Engine runs great. So I think I'm probably going to do 15-hour oil change intervals, depending on the mileage that I put on in that time. The oil change and everything that I just did on this was the first fluid changes since I bought it, and it's got about 15 hours on it. I know they say about 25-hour break-in time on these. That just seems a little excessive for me, just because most people, they don't take the time to actually break these in correctly. They don't vary the RPMs under light throttle, cruise it around for a little while. No, they want to buy it, they want to go hit the trails and just run them wide open. I totally get that. For me, I did do a break-in for the first at least 7 or 8 hours. I didn't go any faster than about 25-30 miles an hour. Varied the RPMs, let it break in, and after that I started to open it up a little bit more. Did a few short bursts of full throttle just to kind of help seat the rings a little bit higher up, a little bit better, get everything expanded. And I did that for just a little bit, and then kind of towards the end of the 15 hours there, I just kind of ran it around, did some normal kind of trail riding with it. And then right away after that, I went and just drained everything. Wasn't too much metal shavings on the magnet for the gearbox, about like what you would normally see, just real fine. Front end, no real issues there at all. Very, very small amount of fluid goes in those. I think it's like 7 or 8 ounces or something like that, and you have to make sure to use the demand drive fluid. But anyway, moving on from the oil, I also wanted to touch on the oil filter that I used. Again, I did some more research, and judging from where the oil filter is on these engines, it's a real pain in the ass if it's tight, because I don't know if you can see it in there or not. It's a little dark, but if you look kind of behind the dipstick, it's tucked way up in there. So it's kind of hard for me to get my hand in there and break it loose by hand, just because some people, they got more hand strength than the others. So a quarter turn to some people, they might not know exactly what a quarter turn is, and they might just reef it down. Mine wasn't too bad. I was able to get it off. But anyway, this is the oil filter that I used. This is a actual ATV filter from K&N, but as you can see, it's got the nut welded to the end of it, just like all the rest of the K&N filters. It is a synthetic media, so you get better filtering. It does have the drain back valve. I'm not sure if the Polaris filters do or not, but the filter is almost exactly the same size as the Polaris. This is a direct replacement filter. Just give you kind of an overall look at the box. Let you read that if you want. But yeah, overall I think this is going to be a better filter than the Polaris, just because, you know, I know they say to use Polaris filters and Polaris oils. Yeah, you know, they just want you to really buy their stuff, and I understand that, but just based on the performance that I've seen in the oils, just from running them in my 570 and now onto this, I'd much rather run, you know, a higher performance name brand oil, you know, something that's got a little bit better additive package, stuff like that. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you. I also wanted to show you that I did some spark plug upgrades as well. I took the original NGK copper plugs out and replaced with iridiums. If anybody wants to know what the number is for the replacements, that's the replacement number. It's exactly the same size plug, same thread depth, everything else, but instead of copper, it's iridium. And this is what your plugs look like after about 15 hours. Let's see if I can get this to focus for you. There you go. 15 hours. You can definitely tell the fuel injection on these is very helpful, because there's barely any kind of deposit buildup on this at all. But I can tell you for firsthand, putting the iridiums in, it runs way better. So they're, I think they're like $8 or $9 a plug. I found mine on Amazon, and I put them in, and I think it runs quite a bit better. So anyway, I won't rattle on too much longer here, but just wanted to share that update with everybody. So if you got any questions for me or comments on what you think about the choices I've made, feel free to drop them below or anything like that. So till next time, thanks again.